Please.
Heavy stuff. A biased organization relentlessly promoting an ideological agenda under the rubric of being a news organization.
Rubric.
And, yeah, actually I think was slightly the wrong use of the word rubric.
Was it really?
A relentless, agenda-driven, 24-hour news opinion propaganda delivery system.
Yeah.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
It's actually quite easy when you feel it. You got to feel it in your soul, you know.
Well, here's the deal. Are you willing to say the same thing about the mainstream media, about ABC, CBS, NBC, Washington Post, New York Times? Would you say the same thing about them, that they are, in your words, a propaganda delivery system relentlessly pushing a liberal agenda?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Why not?
MSNBC is attempting that. I think they're attempting. They've looked at your business model and they've seen the success of it. And I think they're attempting to be a more activist organization.
You don't think the New York Times is a liberal organization?
Now,
pushing a liberal agenda?
The New York Times, no, I think that they are to a certain extent. Do I think they're relentlessly activist? No. In a purely liberal partisan way? No, I don't.
Well,
I think Fox is a very special.
The shutters to go from your eyes, because I'm going to prove it to you in the next few minutes.
Oh, okay. Then I'm excited about that.
Well, here we go.
Can I tell you this? I love to learn.
Even you make fun of the fact that the New York Times and the Washington Post, when this document dump of 24,000 emails of Sarah Palin was released, and they got so excited about it, they asked their readers, can you help us go through these 24,000 documents? How do you explain the fact that they would do that? They would ask their readers to help them go through the Palin emails, inconsequential as they turned out to be, but they never said, help us go through the 2,000 pages of the Obama health care bill.
Because I think their bias is towards sensationalism and laziness. I wouldn't say it's towards a liberal agenda. It's light fluff, so it's absolutely within the wheelhouse. I mean, if your suggestion is that they are relentlessly partisan, then why haven't they gone and backed away from Weiner? Now they've jumped into the Weiner pool with such delight and such relish, because the bias of the bias of the mainstream. Oh, I'm not saying it's defensible, but the bias of the mainstream media is towards sensationalism, conflict, and laziness.
You take your own shot. Recently at Sarah Palin, you compared her video of her One Nation bus tour to a certain commercial. Let's take a look.
Valtrip.
As the tour rolls on,
stopping at historic places like Gettysburg,
and then to Philadelphia to see the Liberty Bell.
You know what's cool, man? The way they have reporters finishing each other's sentences. Where have I seen that technique before?
I
into the words, and I try to be careful.
Very careful.
Sarah Palin and her herpes drug? Really?
Yeah, that's a technique for the commercial? So you're saying that by comparing the technique that she used in her video to a technique used in her commercial,
you were not making a political comment.
You really think that's a political comment?
Yes.
You're insane.
Really?
Yeah, here's the difference between you and I. I'm a comedian first. My comedy is informed by an ideological background. There's no question about that. But the thing that you will never understand, and the thing that in some respects conservative activists will never understand, is that Hollywood, yeah, they're liberal, but that's not their primary motivating force. I'm not an activist. I'm a comedian.
All right, I want to thank you for saying that, because Baltimore Sun TV critic David Zurawik, put it up on the screen, says that is your dodge. Stewart is never held accountable in his media criticism, is he? When he is wrong, he goes into the tap dance of saying he's only a comedian and shouldn't be taken seriously.
Let's talk about that. When did I say to you, I'm only a comedian? I said I'm a comedian first. That's not only. Being a comedian is harder than what you do. What I do is much harder. I put material through a process, a comedic process. I don't just sit and narrate.
Commentator. The comedy, it has a political.
Some of it.
Here's your take on GOP presidential candidate Herman Cain.
Well, that's why I'm going to only allow small bills. 3 pages. You don't have time to read that one over the dinner table.
If I am president, treaties will have to fit on the back of a cereal box. From now on, the State of the Union address will be delivered in the form of a fortune cookie. I am Herman Cain, and I do not like to read.
You planning a remake of Amos and Andy?
why don't you do you want to show me doing all the voices for all the other people that we do? Do you want to see my New York voice? My Chinese guy voice?
Do you remember the letter that Mike Ranney wrote me?